I will be talking about the conflict in Israel and Palestine. Now, I won't be doing an Arabic video on this video, because I don't speak Hebrew, and I want to do an Arabic video because I want to be biased. But anyway, I'll be talking about a conflict between 1948 to 2014. Now, as some of you may be aware, there's two political entities trying to compete for the same land, Israel and Palestine. Now, Israel was founded in 1948 following the partition of Palestine by the United Nations. The idea here was to give a Jewish homeland in a region that was historically Jewish until the Roman Empire kicked them out in the year 73 AD. Of course, we all know the history of Jewish history since then. They were prosecuted and marginalized, discriminated against, up to including genocide in the Holocaust. And of course, they wanted their own homeland back. However, the Palestinians captured their territory in 750 under the Umayyad dynasty, the Islamic Empire. And that's been their land since then until 1948. So the question is, whose land is it? And both sides claim to be the promised people, which is the title of my book. Now, the area around Israel and Palestine as a birthplace of three major religions: Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. In Judaism, Jerusalem is considered probably the most holy city, because the temple of the mount and the western wall is located there. The western wall being the remnants of the Roman Empire's destruction of a Jewish temple. For Muslims, it's where Muhammad fled to Jerusalem following the persecution of his faith back in 633. And for Christians, it is the area where Jesus was born. So the conflict is based on religion as well as on land. However, the current situation solution is a two-state solution to divide the land between Palestine and Israel. However, it's not as simple as that. The question is, where would the borders between these two states be? Who controls the water rights of the desert, after all? Between the Mediterranean Sea, the Red Sea, and the Jordan River. Which of course brings into another conflict with Jordan, which obviously also controls the Jordan River. In addition, is Jerusalem will be the capital of Palestine or the capital of Israel? Now, when the plan of the partition of Palestine was created in 1948, they claimed that Jerusalem was an international city, but belonged to neither Israel or Palestinian sides. However, this is unacceptable for both sides, because both sides consider Jerusalem complete and united as the capital of both their respective countries, because of religious and historical reasons. Jerusalem, just like Belfast, is also divided by religion. The western part of Jerusalem is Jewish, and the eastern part of Jerusalem is Muslim. But both sides consider to be the whole capital to be united as the capital. In addition to this, the locations of the Palestinian state where they occur between the West Bank and the Gaza Strip have been occupied by Israeli settlements, basically Jewish settlements into the West Bank. Now Israel, who considers the West Bank and Gaza part as their territory as well, thinks that these settlements are part of Israeli territory. It even gave city status to 3 of them. Now, for Palestinians and many Arab countries, they considered it to be illegal under the 4th Geneva Convention. Well, because they consider it a form of collective punishment. Of course, it doesn't help match matters, because the two halves of the Palestinian state, Gaza and West Bank, are ruled by 2 different political parties. Where the West Bank, it's Fatah, which believes in a two-state solution and allows Israel the rights of existence. In Gaza, however, Hamas, which Israel considers a terrorist organization, and many other Western countries consider it to be a terrorist organization, thinks Israel should not exist, and has waged many campaigns against Israel. And in retaliation, Israel has launched many wars into Gaza to prosecute Hamas for what Israel considers its violations of international humanitarian law in Israel. But to me, it's two wrongs don't make a right argument, because Israel is also committing the same violation of international humanitarian law in Gaza that Hamas is doing in Israel. So, my book, I Promise People, chronicles all these situations and the conflict between the two parts on both sides. It even mentions many of the political documents concerning Israel and Palestine, including the Oslo Accords, which takes a huge chunk of the book. Which, of course, the Oslo Accords was the last series of agreements signed in the Norwegian capital between the Palestinian Authority and Israel. Basically set up a few sets of conditions. Recognizing the West Bank and Gaza form part of the Palestinian state, and the Palestinian Authority around Israel's existence. However, of course, the Oslo Accords were sabotaged by Hamas, which, as I said previously, doesn't believe that Israel should exist in the first place. So peace still, of course, remains elusive, but the major issues that have to be resolved for peace to be concluded is Jerusalem, the borders between the Palestinian state and the Israeli state, water rights between Palestine, Israel, and Jordan, and various economic and political issues as well.